It's actually funny that you say that because like during the more like defining moments of
Mm.
us growing up, it's like me being in the Philippines, you having to be alone, and my sister having to move out. It's kind of like we were all just trying to grow up in our own ways,
Yeah.
but at the same time trying to be present for each other is just a little bit hard to kind of weigh in when you're still trying to solve the things in your plate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, one, two, three. Cheers, Mars.
Kamusta my fellow Filipinos from across the globe?
Hindi po kami lasing.
We're just happy to be here.
Welcome to the Mars
What na? Podcast!
where our conversation is free flowing.
Like the alcohol that we may or may not be drinking.
You've got your Kumares,
Michelle, aka Cheng Babe, and
Bethany, aka Betchabay Galiwaw. And today, Mars, we are gonna have a special episode because last time we had an episode with my sibling. So who are we kaya gonna bring in for this episode?
oh my gosh, I don't know who.
Who
Can you
kaya?
tell
Who kaya?
me? Oh my gosh.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and bring in Kumpareng Marc. Welcome to the
Imagine I put-
podcast.
Ayun, ayun na.
Hi.
Sige, sige.
what's up,
And
guys?
yay,
That's my
and
brother.
comparing. Yes, that's your second brother. I mean, your first brother. Sorry,
My first
Your-
brother.
my first
The,
brother.
the brother after me.
Okay, gets. And your youngest comparing Michael at the stream.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Nakaka-stream.
Hey, so guys, this is your first time in the podcast. Why don't you go ahead? We already said your names, but if you want to be called by something else, or maybe if you want to like say something about what you guys are up to.
Okay, sige, Marky, you can start first. So like your name, how you want them to call you. Are you the
Okay.
second born?
So
Where do
my
you
name
live?
is
and
Marc,
what are you up to?
and close people who they address me, they call me Marky. So there's only two names that I have. Yeah, so that's about it. Yes.
And you are in Hong Kong, and what are you up to?
Right now I'm just coaching, and yeah, been back for about a year from the Philippines.
Yes, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we are.
All right,
Oh no.
Michael, Toy Toy.
Yes. My name is Michael, but most people call me Michael. So you guys can just address me by that. And
Cool.
what I'm up to now is praying that COVID nation is gonna be over soon because work has been tough. But I always have to stay positivity, keep the vibes up. And yeah, that's how it is right now for me, and just hope everything gets better.
You're what would you say, instructor?
Instructor,
Would you
yeah,
say you're instructor
like a coach for a
for?
section in my workplace in Verm City. It's a rock climbing gym.
Nice.
Yeah,
At,
so that's it.
Nice.
So we can start with the questions.
Yeah,
Can
because
do.
this episode is all about family, but also about like sibling dynamics. So
Mm.
we were curious about how was it your dynamics as you grew up? Do you think it changed as you grew older? Like how was it like your interactions? Was it like how was your ate as I mean your Michelle as an ate, or like did you like ano yun, imposed by like being like, oh, I'm the ate and then I'm the kuya and then or something like that.
And sister's like a little sister to me. 'Cause she's like she has a side, right? Childish side.
Shy.
You're fucking wrong, like girl. Yeah. But then she does step up as an older sibling whenever we need advice, be it relationship or whatever we might be dealing with right now. Yeah. And
Yeah, just like Ate has always been there, even though I was being a annoying little brat. But even though it's like that, she's always there to support us, me and Kuya. And if we just need a shoulder to cry on. Ate's always there. And yeah, but like just from growing up, our relationship as siblings got better, which I
Yeah.
am like truly grateful for.
I feel like we
Yeah.
communicate more
Mm.
evenly, I guess,
Yeah.
nowadays because we know how to
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
talk na. Joke. We
Mm.
know how to
To talk.
communicate better na.
Well, we try to take away whatever we saw from, like, let's say, more traditional settings, right?
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
the whole
Mm-mm.
authority between ate, kuya, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
context, big brother, older sister, and all that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel
Because
so we
like
learn to limitate that.
mm-mm. And I feel like as siblings we're very open with how we feel and how we think. I
Mm.
think
Yeah.
we are
that's
well,
good.
I feel like our dad, our father started it because he usually puts us aside and then talk to us. And if they're not there, I remember before I would tell Marky and Totoy to go inside my room and I'll talk to them.
Oh.
With
Yeah.
I have small meeting with the parents.
Yeah. So we'll have like little talks outside, away from the parents. Like, oh, you're like as
Like group
ate, I
meeting,
remember I
ganun.
did share na, oh, think about what you're doing kasi mama papa will get upset. Let's avoid that. Blah blah blah. Like those simple ate moves, and then I feel like Marky and Tutoy, they're um like really great support talaga. We would be the bridge for each other. Yeah.
The bridge to
That's good.
Terabithia together, you know.
Mm-mm, exactly. Yeah, like our communication skills before. How would you say, Marquito?
Our connection as a family is very strong now.
They're
Better than
strong,
back
family
then.
together, family together.
Yes, even with
I don't know where this is
cousins,
coming from.
even with the cousins strong. But yes, family about family. The podcast is about siblings. But yeah, I'm just glad that I can be open and like you guys are always there to listen and like tell me advice when I needed it. And even now, like we're all doing our adult things where sometimes we can't call each other much, but it's fine because like we make time for each other, especially
Mm.
now.
Yeah, we just
And
gotta schedule it now.
yeah,
Oh my gosh,
Hmm.
so
yeah.
even
Because we're
if we don't
working.
meet every day like before when
Yeah.
we were living
Yeah.
together, it's still nice to see that all of us are growing individually.
That's
Mm.
Mm.
cool.
Like before we would
You're growing.
before we're growing.
My hair,
And the
my
beard.
hair is growing individually.
Uh, but yeah, like as
Mm.
we grow up, like before, my connection with Marky is usually I know we would text each other, Marky, are you gonna go out with your friends? Okay, I'm gonna go out with my friends. What time are we gonna meet downstairs the house?
Like
Yeah, she
you're
she
like
would she would
covering
like,
for each other.
no, not really covering for each other. She just wants to rendezvous from her dates.
And that.
Oh.
Rendezvous, rendezvous.
Yeah,
Grabe ka naman, hindi naman lahat dates.
yeah. I'm gonna
Dude.
bring my little brother.
And that, I used to take
Oh my
That's
god.
me for Jollibee.
pag date si
And then
Totoy.
after Jollibee, ate, where are we going?
Totoy wouldn't care because he's like,
Yeah.
I
Like
get
as
free
long
You
as you
get a
get the
free
Jollibee.
food.
meal.
Yeah.
Jollibee.
So
Oh,
yun.
so, but you guys are saying that came with age then, like the whole being able to open up, being communicative
Mhm.
and everything. But like when you guys were younger, was it did you guys fight a lot or was that like a
I think
especially
Yeah.
cuz the two boys or like I don't know, was it hard to get along then cuz you're both boys and she's the only girl? Was there ever like that?
well, I was always relationship with ate. It's like we're always quite open. So whenever
Mhm.
she has something to say, she'll say it anyway, regardless of how you
Okay.
feel. So you kind of have to get used to that. So
Okay.
like, so it kind of equips you with the skill of like, okay, you should hear out what people have to say, right?
Mm, mm,
Because
mm,
usually
mm.
it's like if it's coming from a sibling, it's usually coming from a right place. And
True.
then growing up with my brother, well, him being bunso, he was always like, yeah, take all my things.
You're breaking things.
I experienced being the youngest child for only about 6 years, so until he came out, and then all these things are
Oh like
stripped
oh
away.
man.
But
But
yeah,
Totoy used to not.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be breathing down my neck when if I was using the computer, the family computer.
My turn, my turn.
Yeah, yeah. But having my brother like kind of gave me the role of like okay, I
Yeah,
got to
the
be a
older one.
protector,
Yeah. Mm-mm,
right?
mm-mm,
Because back then I was like the younger one, and my sister would be looking
mm-mm,
after me. But now there's
mm-mm,
someone else
mm-mm.
younger, and you know,
True.
uh,
True.
dad kind of put the values of like, okay, this is what you have to do as a kuya and this and that, right? So I kind of applied that as well to my sister, if ever. But yeah,
Kasi minsan,
Oh.
pasaway din ako. So, yun nga, the roles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Then for me naman, when I was growing up, uh, when I was younger, sorry, I was close to ate.
Wait,
Cause like,
sorry. When I
I
was
was,
growing up, I was thinking the other way. Okay, go, sorry. I love you, brother.
but, but yeah, when I was younger, I was close with ate because like we'd be everywhere together. Like after school, she'll pick me up, and then like, oh, where do
Mm.
you want to go this time? Let's go Jollibee and eat. And I'll just like or KFC and eat even, and I'll just do the weirdest things like dip fries and mashed potato together. Like what? They're like both potato. But yeah,
New
those are the
combination.
memories I cherish a lot when I was pretty young.
yeah, eating
Then
potatoes.
yeah,
All
legit
the potatoes.
potato boy. Then when I started to get older, the teenage years like start to rebel and stuff, right? I grew more distant to my sister
Mm.
and my brother, not because like I didn't uh love them or anything. It's because like I was going through phases where I wish
Mm.
I
Mm.
didn't
Mm.
go through, but it
Mm.
kind of made me stronger from it. Then yeah, like we had some issues here and there, and then we'd fix it nonetheless because that's what family's for. Then when past like teenage years, I got older, got wiser. I think I got wiser, but like I'm just grateful for my sister and my brother for being good role models for me.
I'm not sure
Ah,
about good, but
okay, role models. But yeah,
Yes.
like for me as an ate, I feel like I have to be responsible, like Ate Beryl said. But then I also want my siblings to be comfortable with me, so I try my best to avoid nagging because I know
Mhm.
already
Mhm.
like my mom and my dad might be doing that to us already. And imagine I would add it up
Ano
pa.
pa?
And I would yeah, and I wouldn't want my siblings to be uncomfortable with me. I want them to know na I'm there for them. I'm not there to judge them. Like what Marky said, I don't know if until now I do say like very frank stuff and it really hits you. But
no, it's kind of like a reflex for you. Just go
it
out there.
just happens.
Just comes
Yeah.
out
But then
I need
I
to
like
say
what you
this.
I
like
do
right now.
meanwhile, guys. I do meanwhile. But yeah,
Yeah,
and
but we listen.
I yeah. And I know I feel like before then, while I was in my teenage years, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can take advantage of my brother.
It did not work with me.
It did not no, it didn't really work with you because I feel like we were in the same level now. Okay,
Mm-mm.
let's go
We're
home
2 years
late.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for Toto, I feel like he would just follow as long as you feed him.
Okay, what are
Like
we? What
food.
are we eating next? What are we eating?
As long as you feed him, as long as you bring him with a friend or you bring him in
Mm.
the park, okay lang.
Yeah, cause
But
wait, sorry, just to clarify, how many years again kayo ni Michael?
oh yes, 8 years with Toy with Michael, and
Okay.
then 2 years
Yes.
with Marky. So
I
huge
see,
gap.
I see.
But I'm
Yeah.
glad that I feel like now even the gaps we're still like hanging out. I mean,
Yeah.
there might be times I'm like, wait, I don't get your jokes. Pero I'm gonna go like, okay, can you explain?
Sorry,
What
sorry.
is already saying?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
the thing like this
Dial-up
makes
connection.
This one, the connection. It's from one of our titos. Then
so yun.
So yeah, because you're talking then about jokes, so that's like also like a way of communicating amongst amongst all of you. So like yeah, one of our questions was like, how often do you like keep in touch, and then how often do you see each other in person? And then like I was also thinking then because Mark was kind of gone for a bit of time. Like how was it then with communicating wise for you?
Well, communicating with the family is just usually the group chats and video calls, occasional video calls. But but yeah, it was tough because like you're in a different place, you're doing your own thing, keeping up with the family. I guess it's still healthy in a way because we kind of still tell each other what's going on. Whatever is big is going on in Philippines, I tell here. Whatever's going big in Hong Kong at the time, I would listen in. So I would still be up to date.
Cool.
So it's very often naman. I feel like almost every day we would
Like,
communicate in
yeah.
the chat.
Yeah, the chat group is quite active until now.
Active.
Yeah.
Mm.
Always keeping each other updated. Like,
It's
what are you eating? Are you eating?
And
What are
I
you
think that
doing?
value has like stemmed from like the whole texting era. Like let
Yeah.
me know when you're coming home thing, and then it just translated well into the chat group and just updating each other, right?
It's funny because it was like, oh, be home before this time, be home before that. Oh,
Which
just tell
means
me when
okay,
you're
we'll
home.
go home together around this time. We meet
Yeah,
downstairs around this
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. That's
Just
exactly.
before.
So
that's the
that
Where have you
actual
been?
you
I was
question
with
there.
my sibling.
Like,
Nice.
oh, I'll be with my friend here, and you'll be with your friends there. Okay, we meet at this time, this hour. Okay, and
yeah.
then we'll be
So
home at the same time.
so when they lecture us, it's not just one person.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
one
asa na
person
naman kayo?
shared.
Yeah,
Nice.
They're like, well.
strong together.
Yeah,
Yes,
monkey
Strong
it's
together.
true.
together. But the thing is, like, yun nga, while Marky is in the Philippines, I'm kind of curious, like, even though we update each other, for sure,
Yeah.
there would be times na you're like, oh, I miss the family, or like, oh, it's nice that they're having fun. Do you have thoughts na, oh,
Oh,
I
like
Feel
phone.
still feel very,
left.
yeah,
Um,
feeling left out.
mm, Not in the sense of that I'm missing out in the event. It's just like, oh,
Mm.
I miss the family in general. It's
Ah,
like, you know, uh, for you guys, it's me being away, but then me being the person that's away, it's like I'm not surrounded by the people that I'm used to being surrounded by, right?
mm.
So being taken out of that social grouping, right? You're kind of thrown into a whole different culture. Having to pick up Tagalog as well is quite difficult,
Yeah.
Oh
from
my god,
scratch.
I
it
mean,
sounds so conyo if I was there.
how
I
was it
still do
about
sound.
yeah, like wait, you were in where again? Like in the Philippines, if I could clarify again. It was in
It's
Bulacan?
in Cavite.
Oh, Cavite. Did they also
Cavite.
speak like some sort of dialect? And was it or did they mostly speak
Mm, Tagalog,
Tagalog?
mostly. But they do have an accent. Some Caviteños have
Like really
accent.
strong. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
And I studied a little background. I studied in the De La Salle University in Dasmariñas. So yeah, what's
Mhm.
up, Animo, La Salle, let's go.
Nice, nice, nice.
Shout out to my alma mater.
But seriously, Marky,
The
when he
represent.
got back, he
Yeah, was he
spoke a
different?
lot of Tagalog.
Oh, he
Yeah.
became bihasa.
I
Was it
became
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide. No, no.
So at first I was like, oh wow, he's
that's not my
speaking a lot of
brother?
Tagalog. Like
Mm.
cool. How did you feel,
Yeah.
Mark Tutoy? I mean Michael. Ah!
When he came back from the
Like
Philippines
yeah, then him speaking in Tagalog.
in Tagalog. I don't know. I usually go to you and I'm like, Ate, how you say this word? And I'm like, oh, Kuya knows pala. Kuya, do you know how to say this word? They're
Yeah,
like,
I became the
uh,
Oh,
more.
you're the go-to.
I basically became the closer dictionary because we're like still
yeah, I'm
living.
like, is it dalawa, tatlo, like that? You know, basic
Tatlo.
things.
Wow.
Yeah, basic things like, and I'm like, oh, I can just go to Kuya and Ate now, not just Ate,
Yeah, I feel
which is
like
pretty like,
Marky is
Yeah,
more reliable for that.
yeah,
So
but grammar is like sentence structure, I'm still pretty
Yeah,
subpar.
that's okay. As long as you could, yeah, you can communicate and everything, so you through it.
Mm-mm.
If ever. Sorry, where was I? So, like, what do you guys? I think you actually mentioned it a while ago. Like, what do you guys mostly share with each other, or like, I mean, you guys said you're pretty open. So, is there actually a topic that is no? I mean, that you don't discuss with each other?
I don't
When I
know. I
think
feel
about
like
it,
Well, anything too intimate. That's where we draw the
but
line, I think.
The no zone.
Yeah,
no,
that's the
no,
no
no.
zone.
Well, sometimes you guys slip. Kaya, like the
yeah,
guys. I
I mean,
can't.
if guy to guy, it's like we like minor
Yeah.
detail, but then like you would
Yeah.
never like even minor detail we don't usually speak in. Yeah,
Yeah. I
It's
mean, like,
weird.
as a
it's very
joking
very
way with
private.
our parents did, we would,
Yeah.
like, joke around, you're gonna go, I don't know, no, or what
Uh,
did you do? You're inside the room.
Yeah, they're
So
just
just
we
parents
watching,
being
all know,
parents.
just watching
huh?
movie, watching YouTube.
Just
Nothing.
clap, just clapping very loud. You know, we like the movie.
Oh my god, this movie.
So excited
So
na.
good.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, we are all very, like, we're very open with
yeah,
any topic
that's
about
so
other than,
amazing,
like,
refreshing.
detail. So, like, relationship wise, I'm glad that we're all open naman. Share. Why are you smiling, Marky? We're
Okay.
open with a lot of, like, ate, this is happening, or Marky, or
Mm.
this and that. We would share, and we're not afraid to, like, cry or get mad in front of each
Mm,
other. That's what I appreciate, because we're very transparent when it comes to opening up to each other. It might not be right away. Sometimes, like, if you're comfortable, like, for example, if I'm comfortable talking to Marky about this topic, I'll go to him first, and then after that I will talk to the whole sibling group.
Mm.
mhm.
Yeah, it just boils down to how the person as an individual like kind of processes the situation first, and then seeing how to like after assessing the situation, you can kind of tell like which person to talk to, right?
Mm. So, um Marky and Tute would be the one who would calm me down whenever I talk to my dad.
Um, hmm.
usually.
Yeah, they're very good at that. And sometimes, yeah, we would do the same for each other naman din.
Is this
Yeah, we
live
be,
You're
somewhere?
huh?
no, it's just
Recording.
recording right
Actually,
now, but you're like what? No, it's just
Because we were
recording
like,
and then
They just joined
and
the
your
live and
parents are like
everyone
watching.
they just joined the live and everyone's
actually,
clapping.
we just exposed everyone we knew, you know.
you see them. We shared about the Philippines and all, and you said the the socializing with the family, is that's the one you miss the most, diba?
Because like the reason why I say social setting is because it's like I'm surrounded by family, but at
Yeah.
the same time, it's not the family that I'm used to, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, sure, you're by blood. No offense to whoever's in the Philippines. It's just that it's not the same as when you spend 20+ years with someone, right?
True.
Or like
Mm-mm.
or yeah,
Understandable.
yeah. So that's
And
one thing.
you had a role then there, like as a ninong, as a tito. I feel like you're a father there to the to our niece and nephews there.
Oh yeah, were they like a lot? You had a lot of nieces and nephews, but there, like
One niece and three nephews in the house.
mm, mm.
So there's Misty, Yuan, Blaze, and Raven.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
please.
4 kids.
Yeah. So yun. So he became like he matured, you could say. I feel like Marky had a lot going on there because he's like stressed with school, and then
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
like
he
my
was
default state.
stressed.
it's given. So yeah, where Marky, like, if you don't really know him that much, he wouldn't share that much to
Mm-hmm.
you because
Mm-hmm.
of course he's of course protecting. Everybody's having
Yeah,
that
you need to warm
protective.
up. Yeah, true. It's
So,
normal naman.
and like my dad, if there's something that would worry Marky while he's in the Philippines, he wouldn't want to tell Mark. And
Hmm.
it kind of frustrated Mark, Totoy, Michael and I, because of course you want to tell
Yeah,
Marky, right?
keep
You
him
want to tell
updated,
other
right? Of
Yeah,
course.
Mm.
yeah. And I think there was a time where we did we tell you a day before, Marky, about Papa in the hospital?
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and then of course Marky got annoyed. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know this. Why are you telling me now?" And then of course we have to explain to Marky like, "Oh, Papa didn't want you worried." So the communication there,
Mm.
it's quite hard when it comes to like problems and sharing to families
Yeah.
that are not there with you, because of
Yeah.
course you don't want them to worry.
To worry.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
So,
like growing out of that, it's like having to worry about someone. It's like I think the truth is always better than having to worry about
Mm.
someone else worrying it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
mm,
having it
Mm-hmm.
prolonged, it's just gonna be it one damaging to the trust. To it, like you can't process this information as quick as other people. You're gonna have to be, oh shit, I'm late to the party. Why am I like having to process this now while everyone else is all over it, right?
Oh yeah. True. True.
So it's like, how is anyone else feeling about this? Everyone seems to be okay while you're stressing out. Yeah. So
mm,
it's
true, true.
better to be honest.
Exactly. Si Totoy naman I have a question.
yes, the
Because
star.
I moved out and then it was just Yuna. Because your
Mm,
Kuya
Yeah.
Marky was not
Because yeah, he
there.
went.
in Philippines. Yeah.
How is it
Um,
like at
You
first?
mm,
being left at home and being the main
left at
focus of
home.
the parents. Mm.
I mean, when you left and Kuya was in Philippines, it was a bit hard because they would always baby me because I'm the bunso, right? They'd say like, "Oh, make sure you do this the right way, or you do that the right way." Like, or do you want to follow like Kuya go to Philippines? Like trying to compare this and that because they think I'm the youngest and like they could decide for me.
Mm,
But um, like I did miss you and Kuya a lot because like you guys were there if like I was feeling down. Then when you guys weren't there, I had to find ways to make myself stronger and like emotionally make myself stronger and find ways to deal with it, which helped a lot, but it was a bit tough because like I usually tend to hang out with like bad people when that happened, and then yeah, I just grew out of that and tried to be best version of myself afterwards. Then
mm,
when Kuya came back, it was like a weight on my shoulder went down, like, oh, okay, at least now I can talk to Kuya as well, not just my parents about something, but the bond we have is way different to what we have with our parents, right? So
mm,
Very true.
I'm just glad I got to tell everything to my brother. Then when my sister visits, like I could tell her everything too. So it's like I'm just glad that we can do those things, and the fact that no matter where we are, we're always there for each other.
It's actually funny that you say that because like during the more like defining moments of
Mm.
us growing up, it's like me being in the Philippines, you having to be alone, and my sister having to move out. It's kind of like, we were all just trying to grow up in our own ways, but at the
mm.
same time trying to be present for each other is just a little bit hard to kind of weigh in when you're still trying to solve the things in your plate, right?
Hmm.
But
You're like going through your own individual journeys. But
Yeah,
then,
Oh my
it's like
God.
that.
yeah.
But
I
it's
think
it's good.
I
Oh,
think
sorry. You.
yeah, it's good. Sorry.
Oh, no, you go. I was just saying nothing.
no, 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 no. You go,
No,
you
no,
go,
please,
please,
please
please,
stop.
please.
You can continue, Mars Chang, babe. Sorry.
No, what were you there, Marky, for vacation when I planned to move out, or was that before, or
It's a little bit like blurry because ever since you had the thought, I think I was one of the first few people that you kind of like told. So like
uh
I think like the whole timeline of me knowing is very
sorry,
blurry.
one more.
It was quite
Wait, now,
early.
It's kind of, I don't know, because I feel like it might be while you were here, might be a long vacation because sometimes you'll have like a month vacation, right?
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, so I remember I told you, and then I told Tutoy. I can't
Mhm.
help it. I have to call you Tutoy.
Mm.
It's so weird calling you Michael. It's not real, okay?
Yeah.
So I remember I told them, and I also remembered that I know Marky. Papa had to talk to Marky. Did Papa also talk to you, Tutoy, about
Mm.
like my decision of moving out?
Oh, moving out. Yeah, he told me that he talked to me with about that situation. He's saying that, oh, are you gonna move out as well? You're gonna leave us, this and that. I'm like, I told him my point about it because like he was trying to be like what should I call it, those traits that Filipinos have, like, oh, stay with family, this and that. And then
Yeah,
I told him
the
like, yeah,
emotional blackmail.
yeah. Then I told him like, yeah, even though Ate is moving out, that doesn't mean she's gonna ignore us. I told him
Mm,
she's not gonna ignore us. She'll try her best to make plans with us. Try her best
Mm.
to like visit as much as she can.
mm,
And this is one way for her to learn independence, like be more independent for herself.
mm,
Then yeah, just to be an adult in general, like just one day, like my sister's gonna be with a man that she loves, like with a ring on it already and this and that. But yeah, I'm just glad that I could tell him my point because like
mm,
he'll understand throughout the years, which now he's like okay with it, which is good.
mm. I remember like Marky were trying to tell me like, oh, because of course Papa told you like, oh, you're leaving, and that's the time na family needs you or parents need you. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm. No, it's just kind of like me trying to reiterate what what Papa is trying to say, right? Because I'm usually
Mm,
the mediator. But at the same
yeah.
time, when I trying to tell Papa how you feel about things, I have to kind of like defend you as well, because not everything in the current situation works traditionally anymore. Really,
Mm-mm.
I mean, come on, people used to get married and have kids by 22, right?
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Until now, we're still trying to figure out how to live on our own by 27.
How
So
did how did you guys feel though? Like I don't know if you guys were there when Papa was shouting at me.
you know,
Were you
I
guys there?
went,
Were you there, Totoy?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was there.
Okay.
I was in my in Kuya's room when he was in Philippines. Like
Yes.
I overheard the shouting. I was crying in my own bed as well because I didn't want to hear that. But even if I didn't want to, I could just hear through the walls, and I didn't know what to do because I'm just the bunso, right? And like if I say something, that'd be like, oh, like disrespecting this and that.
Disrespecting.
Yeah, but in that situation, but most of the time, like when he's not hot headed, my dad would usually like try to be about it. But in that time, he was pretty mad because like he doesn't want that to happen, especially Ate, because she's like the girl of the family as well. Like he treats her like a princess. But
Mm.
from that onwards, he just got the realization that sometimes you gotta let your daughter or your son go so that they can learn and then grow up to be a better person on their own.
I
So
think
yeah.
that moment is also quite defining for the parents, because it's their chance to grow along with us, right?
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
there's some things that they have to let go in terms of like accepting your own child, right? Because we're going to differ from traditional methods for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just them kind of accepting one of
It's
the
healthy.
things. But at the same time, the way it ended as well, it's like, it like our dad had some ground rules, and then like sure, the moving out may have like gone faster than he'd hoped. But if you think about it, okay, fine, you moved out, but you have your job, you at the time you had ideas of like trying to continue your studies, and you're actually married now to the person you wanted to move out with, and then like look, it's like everything is like,
It worked out.
The right
yeah, it
stuff.
worked out. It's just that the moving out part was just the whole traditional way of thinking is like, don't
Yeah.
move out.
Like what I said in the previous episodes, they didn't expect me to do it. They think that I would just say it and not do it
Mm.
because we were like, I feel like as siblings, as their kids, we're very sheltered by them. Like they really took care of us. They don't want us to go in the wrong path, you could say. But it's hard because we want to learn ourselves, no, even though we know that it might be wrong. We're rebels that way. We're like, oh, okay, I don't know if I don't try it, diba? And I don't, it just happens like
They actually should be sort of proud because they raised you guys na, that you are fighting for what makes you happy, what makes, that you want to better yourself, so to speak, even if you didn't go the way that they originally intended, but you found it yourselves. That's something for them to be proud of because they raised like strong, independent children.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like as time goes by naman, I feel like our parents are proud of what we're doing and they could see how we changed. Even though at first, like for example, yung kay Totoy, the streaming, they doubted Totoy about that. And then like Marky's decision with other stuff then. Like with all of our things, they would always doubt, they would always question. Of course, they want us to be safe. They want us to be sure. But eventually they're like, okay, you do what you want to do. Their favorite line is, you do that. You're not gonna listen anyways.
So
Gagawin mo naman.
emotional black and white.
Yeah. Gawin mo, sige. Hindi ka naman makikinig eh. Okay, okay, I'll do it then.
Yeah, sige ba?
Yeah.
Yeah, sige, you go. After you go, why did you go?
Yeah, exactly. Like, bakit?
You told me to go.
They were
Huwag kang
expecting we're gonna
tumagas.
change our
Yeah.
minds.
Sige, you
Even
go.
before-
Thank you.
Even before when I was streaming, I just randomly see Papa in the chat like, "Oh, let's go, that's my son. Oh, what's up, yo? What's up, yo?" It's
So
like
cute.
used to streaming on Twitch, but yeah, I do
Nice.
still want to pursue it, but just not now because like I have other plans.
It's just not in the cards at the moment, right?
Yep, it's a bit too tough right now. Everyone's struggling.
But like you're talking about like how eventually your parents came to support your decisions. So like just a question, like how do you guys like support each other? Do you think you influence or motivate each other, and then like how do you guys do that, or do you have specific instances that you felt that your siblings talaga supported you and motivated you to pursue something or go ahead with a certain plan or something?
I think we all have our own different ways of kind of like encountering that. So I'd like to hear theirs first.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we are each other's hype woman, hype men.
Hype man.
Nice.
Yeah, when it comes to something new, we might not be agreeing with the decision right away, but then we're usually like, okay, if you're happy with it, we'll support you. If something happens, we'll be here. If not, we'll like cheer you on and stuff. Like for example, while Marky and Toto used to play basketball, I try my best to watch their game. And then but seriously, like even though like small success, Marky and Toto is there for me and for each other now. That's what I really appreciate with our sibling support, you could say.
Nice.
Yeah, like even before when I really wanted to pursue swimming, like I do now, like still, but yeah, in that phase, my parents weren't too happy in the beginning, but I'm just glad that my siblings, my sister, my brother were supporting by sending links on Facebook or even on Instagram, say like, "Oh, come watch my brother stream. He's like playing this game right now. It's quite famous." And yeah, I'm just glad that I have supportive siblings because not everyone has that, and I don't want to ever take that for granted. And I'm just so happy about it too. Yeah, I'm just glad that I can share everything with them with my passion. And every time I tell them, they just say, "Yeah, whatever makes you happy, just go for it. As long as you're happy, I'm fine with it." And I just realized that to myself as well. And like, if my sister's doing this podcast right now, I'm always gonna support it. It's like that's what she wants to do with Mars Beka, of course.
What
Beka,
Betcha?
yeah,
Betcha by Valley
Beka
Wow.
Galo, wow. Yeah, just
Wow.
I'm proud that you guys are doing this podcast. You guys are doing a good job. So yeah, and then my
Yeah.
brother here
Thank you.
is doing well as a coach as well. So I'm proud of that too.
It's nice because he's also sharing videos of how he coached and whenever he
Yeah,
shows.
so
I was like,
wholesome.
Hmm.
my brother can couch. Oh my god.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can
Can you
just
guys
talk.
adopt me?
I have like cool uncle energy. That's why.
So, yun.
Yeah. So like for me, in terms of how I support my siblings, it's more like my level of support would go as deep as their level of their thought process with the things they want to do. If they are able to explain it well and get their their thoughts and how they want to do it and how strongly they feel about it, that's when I can, okay, this is something they really care about. And no matter what it is, if they can explain about it, if they feel strongly about it, then okay, what's your plan? That's how I kind of show like my support. Like, what can we do from there, right? Instead of like, why this, why that? Okay, how do we do that, right? So that's how I at least deal with the support with a brother and sister.
Have you ever questioned someone's life choices?
You mean siblings in general,
Yeah.
or in general?
That's a lot of people then.
Why are
In general, there's quite a lot of people are like,
Exactly.
I don't
Sibling,
judge, but
There's a but. Yeah, siblings. I feel like
with
as
siblings, I'm frank, pretty
yeah,
frank.
like what we said earlier in the beginning, we would doubt, we would go like, really, are you sure? We would of course like question each other just to make us
Mm.
understand each other more with what we want.
Yeah. As long as everything is out on the table, it's something to discuss, right?
Exactly. I
Mhm.
think yun nga, the more we share, the more detail we are telling each other and nothing left out. I feel like we can help each other. Maybe might
Mm.
not, but at least like emotionally, we are there to like, you know, embrace,
Support. Yeah.
embrace and
Together,
support you.
Mm.
Makikigaya na nga ako.
It's family together.
Family.
Diba?
As kasi, yun nga, there's an ate, there's Marky who's the second, and then there's the youngest. Did you ever feel left out because of your roles as like a particular, like you as the ate or you as the middle child or as the youngest? Did you ever feel any kind of difference in, I don't know, that specific role?
Difference. Like what
Or
I
like
said,
treatment, treatment from the parents.
the way they punish
Treatment.
us is
Treatment.
different. So for Marky, they use belt. For me, they use hanger.
Grabe.
Joke. Totally,
And
they
for
pull
me,
him by
I
the hair.
was pretty spoiled, and then they just buy me toys back then. Because bunso.
Yeah, like our parents grew out of the beating phase when my brother came.
Yeah.
Oh no. You're
They
like,
got
wait a
tired.
minute.
Like, we already done this, so
What's
didn't
racism
It's
even
to
work.
okay.
you?
Our two
This time
oldest kids will explain to him.
But seriously, like we got the beating. I think Tote still had it.
Yeah.
But I remember I had to teach Totoy with teach him with his homework and all. Instead of hitting him, I dragged him out of his room. Lumabas ka! I have to teach
No,
him.
no,
And of
no,
course, as
like,
an ate, if he doesn't do his homework, I'm gonna get in trouble. Get outside.
Yeah. For me, it's like me getting home on time because we used to go to the same school. Because like, you should go home nice. Really. I'd be like, I want to stay until like 8 playing ball and all that. Yeah. Yeah, I remember like you can't count the amount of times like, come, Mikey, we have to go now. I'm like, I'm playing ball. You go first.
Like, sige, you want to get in trouble? I tried.
even though I didn't like have that in my situation in high school, I kind of want to like experience it just for a bit lang. This is
But
But then
yeah,
growing up, I realized that yelling back at your sister is not doesn't look good on her with her friends.
yeah, yeah.
It's not a good
but I don't know. I don't think they mind the money. Like, oh, okay, they're just being siblings. Yeah. But
Yeah, it's
left out.
never to the point where we were ever disrespectful to each other. It's like that's one
Yeah.
thing I'm proud of. So we never
Cool.
say anything to hurt each
Yeah,
other.
hurtful. Nice.
But
Yeah.
seriously, I remember one thing. I feel like we argued before you, Marky. I don't know if
Which
you
one?
remember. We could just bleep this person's name.
Oh,
Huh?
okay.
Because I used to have a
Spicy.
best friend, and then she visited, and then I called you a bitch or like something.
Oh,
You're
no.
being a bastard, and then we didn't talk, like that little
Oh,
tampuhan. I don't know if you
oh,
remember
it's
that.
because like
You're
because
being so annoying.
my sister was at the phase where early high school where you're trying to impress your friends, and I was
Yeah.
already at
Okay.
this And I was already at the stage where I was like already in primary. I'm like, man, why is my sister trying to act cool in front of these people? And like I would tell her off, and she would think of it as like disrespect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I see, I
It's
see.
like
I was
why
in like
you why
grade
like
8.
yeah, I
So
was
you
like, why
call
do you
her
care
out.
about I'm like younger one, but I'd be like, why do you care about what these people think?
I feel like it's more like Ati's not like this. Why is she
It's like
being
you're
like
not
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
this. Why are
yeah.
you talking different?
exactly?
I would call her out. It's like, stop showing off.
Yeah, yeah. But then we had like a little tough one, but then it's done.
Yeah, I
But
was
Mm.
like,
like,
I don't
it's
know
not
if we
worth.
had something. Yeah.
No.
Like left out wise, I did share earlier. Yeah, nga,
Mhm.
sometimes with the jokes I don't get.
Mm.
Sometimes like while not living with them,
Yeah.
I get like not really left out because I feel like us as siblings we tend to understand right away. Like okay, if we don't understand, we would immediately ask. Was there a time in your lives where uh you thought that I took advantage of you guys? Or like Marky taking advantage of me, taking advantage of
Like
Tutoy,
using
Tutoy
the
taking
kuya
advantage
or
of
ate card.
uh
Not really. I
Cool.
don't
we
think.
use a lot of Marky said.
Well, except for that, but that's like in front of me, so I don't think it's being taken advantage.
No, not really. But
Oh,
speaking of like
nice.
Marky said, we always have this family ish joke where when we want to go to a restaurant and
Or a
then
movie.
Mark or movie,
Mm.
instead of saying I want to go, we would always go like Kuya Marky said he wants to do this. Marky said
I
this.
don't know why. It's like
Bakit palagi
everyone
so?
feels. I don't know. Everyone feels more inclined to go if I said so. I don't know.
Like the final word, according to
Yeah,
Mark.
I just
Like,
go out of my room and like, oh, they said that you want to go somewhere. Where are we going?
like,
Every
I
time.
remember. I remember one night where I really wanted pizza. Just like, oh, what do you guys want to eat for dinner? Oh, okay, Mark, you wanted the pepperoni pizza, meat lovers for dinner. Then it's like, oh, so expensive. Okay, let's go. Like, "Oh."
Marky's response would always like he would always say like, huh? Me again? I didn't say anything.
It's not really me being taken advantage of. They're taking advantage of people that they use it with.
Using it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not necessarily me. I'm just sitting there.
You're like, what did I
Uh,
do this
Uh,
time?
there wasn't
Sorry.
much because like there was like a deal. Like even though I didn't notice it at first because I was really young. But yeah, my ate would buy me food, and then she'd hang out with whoever she wants to hang out. So yeah, there's a middle ground. There's no advantage, I
I feel
think.
like
Mm.
that too, and when you were young, I don't think you thought that it was an advantage,
Yeah,
like me
I was
taking
I just
having
advantage.
yeah, I
I
was
just wanted
having
to go out and
fun.
eat.
Yeah,
No, that
it's
too,
like
and I was
yay.
having fun with the people I was with because your friends were really nice too.
Aw.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it was a good experience in that time.
you get free stuff,
Free
freeloader.
stuff, and then go bowling. So many activities like
Nice.
"Whoa."
Yeah, and I can go home late.
Yeah, as long as I'm with you.
Where are you guys na? Si Totoy. But yeah. In your position, like as a second son, was there any responsibility
Baliktad.
enforced? Not really enforced, but then you already felt like okay, I have this responsibility to.
For me, it's just making sure everyone's okay. I just feel like that as a person, not necessarily because of being the middle kid. It
Mm-mm.
just I just want to make sure everyone's point comes across to each other properly.
Mm-mm. Okay,
Okay.
responsibilities.
Yes. As like the ate, the middle child, the youngest. Yes.
Mm,
Do you feel Totoy like you have to be responsible as a bunso?
responsible sa bunso. No, like I wanted to be responsible on my own, but every time I tried, they were just like baby me until like until I reached a certain age where they're like, okay, he can handle himself na. Then after that, I'm just making sure that everyone's okay. Like you,
Mm.
kuya or papa, mama is fine. Even our grandma, mommy.
I
But
feel like
yeah,
as we
not that
grow
much.
older,
Yeah,
no, as we grow
yeah,
older, we're more aware of
yeah.
each other,
Hmm.
and we may say that we don't have responsibility, but we have that invisible responsibility of keeping each other like updated or just
Yeah,
checking how you're
updated or
doing.
Mm.
Yeah.
right track too.
Yeah, just making. I think this is like not being like the oldest, youngest, or middle, or it's just making sure we don't lose our shit.
Mm.
Exactly.
Go
Honestly,
totally
True.
insane.
we just have to make sure we don't lose our shit. I think that's our only role.
Yeah.
Did you
Because
rebel because people expect much from you? And what did you do? Like, what's the rebelling stage? What did you do to rebel?
Like, I don't want to be the ate anymore, or, ganun.
Or, or other than that, maybe it could also be na
In general.
yeah, like maybe people are like telling us not to do stuff, and we rebel because we want to try doing stuff that they're telling us not to do. I don't
Well,
know.
there was
Boundaries.
basketball because like I was not allowed to join basketball competitions and all of that, but I would still kind of secretly go in my weekends just to
Ooh.
join leagues and all. He's like,
Ah,
where'd you go? Not, oh, I was just training, but I would be in games playing with adults as a 14-year-old.
Ooh.
well, I
But
remember you did want to go to another group while you were in like because our dad coaches and Marky
Yep.
had that phase.
Barbados.
And Totoy, I don't know, both of you, did you both have that phase that you guys wanted to go to another basketball
no,
team?
because
Mm.
Bravados itself is like I kind of made that team, and then
Uh-uh.
when I left, Papa just kind of took over to the whole coaching thing. So when I came back, it only made sense. Like, okay, it's no longer my team, so I kind of why not make a new one?
Oh, you made a new one
No,
out of
I mean,
Barbados?
I thought about it. It's just that never had the chance to because by the time I came back here, it's like back to business. Basically, you're not gotta find work, gotta make sure you know
Mm.
what you're doing first. So I didn't have time
Mm.
for that.
Toy
I
toilet.
don't think that would be rebelling though.
Well, I think the rebelling part most of the time was just going home late,
Really?
like not going home to the curfews I was assigned. Then until like I realized that why those things happened, I grew into it. Then I just say like, okay, fine. I have to listen because like I'm living under their roof,
There.
And then yeah, I just learn from there from time as time passes on. I mean. I
Rebelling
think that's like
stage.
yeah,
I feel like it's also the same, like going home late
yeah,
and
Mhm.
saying that I'm going to study, but
Mm.
I'm
Yeah, for you, it's
not.
going out in general. You is just going out in
Out ka
general.
na naman.
Yeah.
Social butterfly.
Mm.
My
Were you
teenage.
hardly home ba?
I'm
It's
mostly out.
what would worry my the reason why my parents would think I'm rebelling. They would worry because they know my friends.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's
Same.
like not necessarily know my friends. It's just that they know what goes
They,
around when you're growing up, right? Hanging around other teenagers, what they do. So
Mm-mm.
just me being out is kind of like rebelling them to them. I mean, let's just say at the time hip hop is not very prestigious, right?
because our high school. Yeah, our
Yeah,
high school.
our high school is not exactly very prestigious.
Yeah, we
We
went on
had
this.
quite a few rebels.
Hmm.
But Marky did a great job before, because we used to go to this youth group called Life Teen, and
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
there were a lot of teens that would drink already, and I think Marky was drinking milk that time. He wasn't
Mm.
drinking, yeah.
I
So
don't,
he
was it Life Team? No, it's one of those Hongham gatherings.
okay, so homeham gatherings.
Yeah.
But he tried to stop himself, but then he eventually did.
Because like I told myself at the
Pressure.
time, I think I was like maybe 12, 13. 'Cause I had no business
Mhm.
drinking, and I was
Okay.
pretty short. So I wanted to add the milk just so I can make sure I get taller. And then yeah, but drinking towards the later years, it's like it's a self-conscious decision. I felt like it was never peered into me because I
Mm-mm.
always tell my friends to f off if they ever ask me to do anything. It's just me as a person. If I'm going to do it, it has to be under my volition.
Mm.
Speaking about the drinking part, it didn't really come from my friends. It started off with my family.
Yeah.
Like as long as I drink with them, it's okay with them. And
Yeah.
after that,
Mm.
I got the habit, but not to the point where I'm like addicted to drinking. But as long as
Not
like
really a habit. You got a tolerance stronger than your
yeah,
batchmates.
I got
Oh
my
man.
like low key. They were training me to have a higher tolerance than everyone in my batch.
Because
But
you
yeah,
wouldn't want your little brother to get drunk outside, you know. Let his
yeah,
friends get drunk.
True, true. At
You
least safe
know,
at home. May point
but
din
seriously,
naman.
that's so
I
true
feel like
though.
it's the family who's the bad influence then, because my first drink was with my parents. And
Oh
then the
man.
first drink that they gave me was Long Island. And then,
What?
yeah, Long Island. And they was like, what, ano to, lemon tea? Because it's not that strong.
Yeah.
It's like the good alcohol that you don't taste you don't feel it
Yep,
That's
until
yep.
you
pretty
get it.
sweet.
Yeah, so it's my parents. And then yung kay Totoy naman, Mark is the influence.
Yeah, I think
I mean, like, I sleep with all the cousins.
the first time I got really drunk was on my brother's birthday. I think like
Nice.
I love you,
23
Kuya.
years
Oh
old.
man.
I was
Or
like, why are you
Nice.
acting drunk now? You're embarrassing me.
yeah, I remember briefly like
Oh
it
man.
was in a it was in a it was on a beach.
Yeah, it's a
I got
barbecue
so
party.
drunk, and
Ooh.
then I was telling people to pass me the volleyball. I want to dribble it like a basketball. That's how drunk I was. And then my brother had to
Yeah.
smack me. Hey, you're
After
embarrassing me.
after dribbling a few times, he was talking about, I want to help my
I
family.
trained you better than this.
What
Boy,
did
you're like 14 years old.
Yeah,
Totoy say, Mark?
I was so emotional.
After dribbling, yeah, he would be sitting down. He would be crying. I want to help the family. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's like, boy, you're 14 years old, man. Relax.
I think we've seen each other drunk, right?
Chill out
The three
first.
of us.
Yeah, of course.
You
I've
have you seen
seen the
me?
tactics drunk.
Have
Yeah,
you seen
you're
me?
vomiting
Okay,
in
you see me drunk. Okay.
in a plastic bag. I think.
We've all seen each other in our
And,
worst.
yeah, like there's so many times because we've seen it all together.
Nice.
Oh my
It's
god!
like it's not even a shocker.
Yeah.
Just
Especially like
Before we talk about
our family,
something.
our family will always involve drinks if it's like a special event. So
And no good
just
stories start with salad anyway.
I got drunk with there's a lot of fun drunk stories. Ay, naka.
Should do that.
Disclaimer: Our
In
family is not a group of alcoholics.
alcoholics.
We don't
trust
have a
us,
problem.
please.
We don't
Ah.
have. There's no need for any interventions, guys.
Yeah. We're good. We're
No
fine.
need to
We're
go. No need to go rehabilitation center.
No, but like when you guys invited me that one New Year's at your I was like, damn man, this family, ang lakas. But so much fun, so much fun.
your partner
I
was
wish my
so
parents
red.
had let me drink early, all those things.
I think they
Because
drank us
Exactly.
early then
because
just
I think
to
parents at the time were party goers at the time. So when we
yeah,
were growing up, we kind of witnessed them hanging out with friends and all,
exactly.
going over to people's houses and bringing us to meet their their friends'
Mhm,
kids as
mhm.
well. So we kind of just grew into it.
Exactly. And it's like a small community here in Hong Kong. So
Yeah,
my
families know
parents
families.
Yeah,
yeah, like
legit.
our
True.
parents would know another parent and then obviously they're gonna go like, ikaw yung anak ni.
Anak
Mm,
anak.
mm.
Really small world here. It's crazy.
True.
So like what Marky said earlier, and also with Totoy din, and with me, like when we would tell our parents like, oh, I'm gonna bring my friend here. Oh, what's the name? Like in my head, you don't even know this person. And then when you say the last name, they would
Si
go like,
ano,
Yeah.
si ano.
Yeah.
Anak ni.
so they would
Mm.
know. So like secrets. Sometimes our secrets
It,
are being shared na rin from our parents.
oh man.
Well, actually, not us. Our cousins. But yeah, I don't think they've heard anything about us. Mostly about our. It's
Mm.
funny.
So like dating stuff you're talking about. If ever
Yeah.
your mga significant others, how were you guys or how open were you like bringing them to meet your sibling?
If anything, I'd like my siblings to be the first people that meet them.
Like you want their go ahead. Like if they're the vibe
Not
check.
really
Ganun.
go ahead. I don't go for the go ahead. It's just okay. This is the person I'm dating because at the
Oh,
end of the
Mm.
day, it's like I'm dating that person, not my
Yeah,
parents, not
yeah,
my siblings.
yeah,
But then
yeah, yeah.
it's like okay, if we can vibe off my siblings and like have no
mm.
problems with them and they like you, then that's a bonus. If
Yep,
not, then it's
yep,
okay. So
yep.
I
mm,
feel like
True.
we're doing a great job when it comes to like our siblings having a partner, and then we're
yeah.
very I don't know man. I feel like we're easygoing, like, hey, welcome, what's up?
Yeah, just
We're
open.
not afraid to be weird
Yeah,
ourselves.
because I know my brother and sister, like, when they meet people in general, it's like, oh, what's up, right? It's just like no
Yeah,
pressure.
like genuinely.
Yeah, no one has time to have that pressure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I remember, like, for example, my mom would go like, uy, kausapin mo yung ano, partner ni blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Oh.
I will, but chill.
Yeah.
I will
Hit a
at my
bit.
own
Give me
pace. I
time.
don't wanna be, kawawa naman yung ano, yung partner niya.
Yeah,
Mag-isa.
it's something about tradition to be overly accommodating, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, she'll be
So,
fine. I will talk to her in a bit.
when you invite someone into your house, you have to talk to them 24/7, okay?
But I think
You make
that's
sure you make sure they eat everything in the fridge, okay?
yeah. They want, of course, they want to show face then, like, oh, our
Mhm.
family is
It's like
very,
warm, welcoming.
I mean, the kind of like, low key that taught us how to like treat people as well. So
Yeah. The
it's
mannerism.
there are still like plus sides to it. It's
Mm-mm.
just us being in this generation that we can kind of tell what to moderate, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, I know there were times where I would be annoyed with someone's partner, or they would be annoyed with my partner, if I don't know, and then we would say it. Like, I would say it because I'm the girl, and then after that, the boys might have a different rule. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
she used to be on my ass all the time.
yeah,
She's like, no, it's not fair that I cannot bring people over, but then your girlfriend always here.
Yeah. It's like
Always.
exactly. Because I'm like, what about me? Why is it not? I mean, why can't I do that? Is it because
Yeah,
they're
same
guys?
rules, ganun.
Yeah, it's like, but it's not my
Yeah.
fault.
I know it's not your fault, but then I felt na, why? Why are you letting it
Why is it
happen?
different? Yeah.
Oh, so I'm mostly mad at Marky that time. Like, why
Yeah.
can he and why can I
Oh,
not?
like I can't enjoy my relationship.
Like, how about me? That's how I felt.
Dapat,
Then, oh,
dapat
it's
siya
about
din,
me.
bawal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Be
it's
If I'm
hard.
not
fair.
having fun, you can't.
Exactly. That's how I felt before. I'm like, but how?
I'm
Where's
like,
the fairness
like
here?
during that time, I was already quite mature, so I was never like, you're just saying this because you can't do it. I never said that.
But seriously, I was waiting for you to go like, oh, but she can this person can stay that long, but then how about this person? I'm
No,
like,
I
why
do.
don't
I
you
do
just
talk to parents about it. It's just that you don't
uh
see it. Like
you
during the
tell
time,
me?
yeah, I would always tell them.
Yeah.
But then they're like, "Oh no, it's different than that." It's like, but then girl, boy, girl doesn't make a
Yeah.
difference.
They will
You-
still clap when
yeah,
they're happy.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
they will still clap if they want to. If the movie's that good, they will clap.
Oh
Diba? But yeah, when it comes to relationship, there are differences then between gender, you could say, and it would feel like, for me, I felt unfair, and it was unfair for Marky then because it wasn't his decision then. And also for Marky, it Tutoy din. So I would also go like, why are the guys having all
It's
these
like,
privileges?
because like I knew where it was coming from. That's why I never held it against you. I'm like, okay, just, if you want to speak out, then just go ahead. I'll take it.
And then, of course, like, whenever there are heartaches din, then somebody comes back. Of course, mainis ka, diba? So, of course, as an ate or
like, you hurt
whoever.
my brother.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
why you do this? But yeah, there were stage. But yeah,
Stages.
But yeah.
oh, did you ever disapprove like any our part? Like, did you disapprove my partners before, Marky, Tutoy, or dislike any?
I
Only
didn't
Tutoy's.
really. Yeah, only mine for sure.
Because even he doesn't.
Yeah, like you guys had that call, or like that instinct from the start that she was not, sorry, I'm not gonna name her, but she is not the right
Say
girl
no.
for me, which
Don't
I
give
should
the
have
credit.
realized. Yeah, where I should have realized from before, but I'm just glad I'm out of it. I'm having fun with my life, and she's having fun with her life, and like we moved on. But I'm just glad that you guys were looking for out for me that time. Like, oh my gosh, I was in a
Yeah, at
really
the time,
clouded state.
you didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I didn't see it that way that time because I was like being a teenager with hormones, going crazy, this and that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like, everybody.
You follow the other head, not your main head. Eh?
yeah. So yeah, I'm just
We do
glad I'm
have that
happy now.
stage, no? Like, when we just started,
Yeah,
our
sorry.
hormones talaga, especially the beginning. You're like, oh my gosh, it's actually good. And then
Yeah,
tuloy
this and that.
tuloy. Yeah,
I don't think I
yun.
was ever driven by that.
Ah! So tutoy tayo na lang balid.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, this must be
Sorry,
really.
I cannot relate with you animals.
You swines.
Okay.
We just really love watching movies with
Happy?
and
Just very
clapping at
happy
the
people.
movies. Yeah, very happy.
Constantly clapping.
Okay, guys who are listening, disclaimer again. We're not whores.
Man.
Yeah, this turned PG real quick.
Yeah, I've retired. I've retired. Never mind, never mind.
Okay.
Actually,
Woo!
very
Ininitan ako dun
personal.
ah. Wow.
Like sex
Yeah,
positivity. That's good. Safe. Just
yeah.
practice safe sex,
I
man.
mean,
Yeah.
male, a female shouldn't have to deal with any stigma against them. If guys is if the public allow guys to do it, like why can't do it? It's the same,
Facts.
same.
Exactly. Same but different.
Yeah, same but different genitalia.
They messed up the last part. I hear because I'm the only
Only
female.
girl.
Mm.
Yes.
The only animal. The only female. Of course, I mean, here, okay, the question is, are you boys protective of your ate when it comes to her romantic relationship?
Relationship.
No, because like you would come out and say it to one of us at least,
Yeah,
you know.
you tell us.
So at least as long as we know, and the
Mm.
rest is up to you, you know.
Exactly. At the end is still me, or at the end is still
Mm.
you.
Yeah.
You guys.
Relationship.
Yeah, I was like when you were having those relationships, I was still pretty young, so I didn't really have that much say in it. But then like
Uh,
since you met Mr. Harold Gulapa, I was like, okay, I had no problems with him. He's like a really good guy,
mhm.
chill guy.
Nice.
Well, at the same time, when we were in high school, I can see right through the guys that try to get close to me just to talk to my sister.
Oh.
He's like, "Oh, so where you going later?" I was like, "I know you're talking to me just to talk to my sister. You get the hell out of here, bro."
Sniff that from a mile away.
Michelle, your sister, right?
Get the fuck out of here.
But
What do
seriously,
you
like,
want?
speaking of that, I know that we talked about this before. Being on each other, like being a shadow. Like, okay, you're the brother of Michelle. Oh, you're the brother of Marky. You're instead of like, oh, you're Mark.
Mm.
How do you guys phrase that
Deal
or
with that.
deal with that?
Because like for me, it was quite like, oh, Michelle's brother. You know,
Yeah.
for like the first year of my high school, like everyone else that's a senior, I was like, oh, Michelle's brother, right? I got so annoyed, you know. At the same time, I was quite short, so I had like this little guy complex where I have something to prove. And then like you add that as like, you know, you're just a tail, you're just a shadow. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna get mad at my sister. You know, she's just being her. Because like if people see me as like, you know, her brother and they openly talk about it, that means she's a good person, right? So I just took it as like, okay, I just gotta work twice as hard to just make a name for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only way I could take it at the time.
Same goes for me. Like when you're like, oh, you're Michelle's little brother or you're Marky's little brother. I tell them like, oh, just get to know me, man. You don't need to say that
Mm.
whole sentence. Like, yeah, you need to
Yeah.
know me for who I am. And
I
then,
am Mark.
yeah, like I'm like, I don't need to say that long sentence.
Yeah.
and
How
then
hard is it
there,
to say Mark compared to Michelle's brother?
yeah,
True.
like come on, you can just
Keep it short. Keep it
hang out
short.
with me, get to know me. But
But
yeah, like,
don't they go like, oh, you're like Marky, Marky does that. Oh, you're like the little Mark. Oh,
oh yeah,
you're like
Or
Michelle.
Yeah, I used to get so annoyed at people who do that. Like when I hear it, I was
yeah.
like, "Yo, man, he's his own person," because like I deal with that with my
Yes.
sister.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, "Yo, man, call him by his name. Call him Michael."
Legit, like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I get so annoyed. And sometimes like, oh,
Mm.
you really look like him. Yeah, we're freaking brothers, man.
What
Like,
do you
what up?
expect, man?
I don't know. I guess it's because we came from the same mother. I don't
I
know.
don't
My god.
Yeah,
Yo,
I
same voice. Oh, this and that. What? Shh, please. Oh my gosh. Are you
Oh,
talking to me or are you talking to my brother? Which one?
I'm curious, like, because you guys call me At. Do you guys feel disrespected? If your friends don't call me Ate.
I think they automatically call you. So
Because you
I
use
never
it
had
too.
to. Yeah, I never had to encounter that.
Well, for my friends, like when we're all together, we're basically monkeys. But when we're with other people and like we have people to respect, like tita, titos, ates, kuyas, they would always say ate or kuya just to show a sign of
Mm.
respect. Like
Respect.
even though they're not even though they're not Filipino, they're like, "Oh, should I say ate
Mm.
or should I say
Ate.
kuya?" I'm like, it's, in my head, I'm like, it's pretty color, but
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead. It's like nice that you guys respect. They
Mm-mm.
don't mind it because like they have their own way of showing respect as well, so they didn't mind it at all.
I mean, calling ate and kuya stems from high school. Yeah, I got used to it with calling my sister's friends ate
Mm.
and kuya, and then that
Mm-mm.
just kind of followed through with you and having to call my friends kuya as well.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
just developed that kind of culture where we get to call people ate and kuya just to,
Mm.
Mm-mm.
you know,
Mm-mm.
if you're not sure how to address someone, that's
Yeah.
one respectful way to say it.
Yeah,
True.
I still remember one time where I was saying kuya to this one guy. That's like he's your friend. Oh no no kuya DJ. Like he was like, oh, don't call me kuya, just call me DJ. I'm like, I can't. Kuya's gonna get mad at me. Like, I remember one time like he's just telling me to say kuya to everyone just to show respect, and then I got used to it, and every time I see an older person that's like a brother figure to me, I'll just say
Mm-mm.
kuya, like
Kuya.
instinctively, like without even
Mm-mm.
noticing.
Mm-mm.
I
Because it
mean, if
feels
there's
right.
anything to take away from tradition, it's respect.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-mm.
But to be
It's like
So
built
honest,
in.
yeah.
for me, kinikilig ako whenever they call me ate.
Aw,
I'm like,
cute. You still
ate.
acknowledge that I'm the eldest.
Yeah, I mean, because other people would go like, "Oh my gosh, why are you calling me ate? I'm like 1 year older
That's
than
so
you, or you're
old.
my." Yeah, but then for me, I feel like other than like hierarchy and respect and all,
Mm.
it just feels for me it feels sweeter. Like you
Mm.
feel comfortable to call me ate, you feel comfortable to call him kuya. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they took that extra little effort just to call you, to
Yeah.
address you with
Mm,
respect.
yeah. Especially if you don't know the name, you go like, kuya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yan yung, the other
Especially
And,
kuya.
and, and it is a lifesaver. So,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
especially
yeah.
for
If you don't
us,
know
like
the
people forget code names.
kuya, long
Kuya,
yeah.
time no
no.
see.
Yeah. Oh,
Tama,
you're
Oh
tama.
my
oh
god.
ate, hi ate. And then you just walk fast.
Yeah. See, and then it's embarrassing if you go like, si ate. You wait
What's
until
your
they say
Ate,
name?
it.
dot, 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 dot.
Fill in the blank for me.
Basta si ate.
Yeah. This is ate. Were there moments when you felt like you can't talk to yours because you felt like they don't understand your situation, they don't understand
Mm,
like you're afraid
Like,
na you get judged then.
or how do you guys resolve your misunderstandings between you guys?
Mm,
misunderstanding, it's usually talk immediately. Like before it even gets big, address it.
yeah,
We
exactly.
don't
I
we,
feel like
we try not to beat around the bush.
Mm.
because I feel like once there's something and then you don't say it, and then
Yeah, just gonna
your
grow.
face shows it
Yeah, it's
that
gonna
you're not
grow.
okay, you don't
Mm,
wait until they ask you pa. Best to
mm.
Mm.
be you first, and then so that they won't question, they don't worry about you. So it's best to at least ask like, hey, how are you doing, or what's going on nowadays. Even though they say it's okay, at least they know na okay, my sibling is there, or
There.
Mm.
they're there.
Yeah, and like going back to the question of like having to feel not okay with sharing certain things because a sibling might not understand. It's like
Mm.
I think we all have that. It's just there's some things just we can't share because you can't really tell 100% what's going on in your head,
Mm.
especially on how you deal with certain traumas, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Some things you kind of have to deal with it by yourself, but it's always good to your siblings can sense these things like, well, you're not feeling well, and you can kind of see when they're trying to say, oh, what's up, you know. It's just sometimes just asking what's up is good enough.
Mhm.
Even though I say it's okay, even though there's like heavy things under people's minds, just having a voice to say, "Are you okay?" It's good.
Yeah. At least they question and ask just to make sure you're all right.
It's
Like
better
even if
someone
you're not.
asking than nobody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what I love about how we communicate about how we feel is that we know if somebody's not feeling right. We might not have the right answer, but then we would always tell each other now, okay, we're here for you. We might not give you the right advice, or you don't want to hear any advice, but just to
Mm.
let you know we're here, you could talk to us.
Better than nobody. That's why. That's what I
Mm.
appreciate.
Mm. Yeah, because like yeah, the concern, even though like you were saying that they'll never know completely what's going on, but yeah, just it makes a huge difference knowing that someone's willing to just be there in case you're
Mm.
willing to open up, or when what I'm sensing from you guys is you guys are pretty open and you're good at being there for each other. But was there like a moment that like especially when you guys are saying that you all like process things differently and some things you keep to yourselves, was there a moment that you guys finally let your feelings out, but like it was kind of like like the nagsabog yung feelings or something, like positively or negatively or something like that?
Yeah, there was an
Um,
instance for me. It's just that rather not dive into it too deeply because
Mm.
heavily uh it regards to mental health.
Mm.
Mm.
So like having to
Mm.
uh go abroad to study
Mm.
Mm.
alone, right,
Mm. Mm.
and dealing with certain things by yourself. It's not
Mm.
easy. It's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, of
Mm.
Let's
course.
just say for that. But
Mm.
then, but then, like I've addressed to at least family about
Mm.
that. It helped me a little bit, just being able to tell them how I feel. Those emotional outbursts, like at least it's directed towards family, people who
Yeah.
Mm.
actually want to make sure you're okay. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But seriously,
yeah,
like Tutoy and I, we commend you for letting it out there, even though it's really hard for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
you can't help but feel choked up about certain things, but um, I just try to weigh it out with okay, these people are genuinely asking and trying to help. It's opening those doors. Usually, it's hard, right?
Mm.
yeah.
Because okay, so imagine studying 6 years abroad. You're used to dealing with shit alone, so
Mm, of
so
course.
Like
being
Mm.
alone for
whether
6 years kind of have that on you.
Mm. Because, like what you said, there's family there, but then same with other relationships, they would say like, "Oh, I'm in a relationship, but I still feel lonely. I'm with a family,
Mm.
but I still feel lonely."
It
Mm.
So
was
we
one of
have,
those
Mm.
instances.
diba? And it's hard because um not a lot of family do deal with mental health really well, and
mm,
it's
Mm,
hard for everyone to actually explain it because it's not really taught like before in high school that much,
Mm.
or
Mm.
it's not really taught before to our parents. And
Yeah, the generation.
yeah,
They're
but
not really
I'm
familiar with it. Mm.
exactly, but I'm still glad that our dad still have that communication with us.
mm,
And
mm,
my our mom, I feel like she's getting there, but knowing like communication wise, we can easily
mm.
talk to our dad. But yeah.
Just to put a little perspective about how our parents grew as well, like kind of raising us, because like the whole traditional way of thinking. When you mention mental health or suicide, right?
Mm,
Most traditional families would be like, oh, it's because that person's weak-minded, right?
uh,
And
Mm.
then dad stopped thinking like that when I told him it's happening to me.
mm.
And then it starts to be like, okay, how are you feeling, son? How are you?
Mhm.
They
Are
change.
you
like,
okay?
like
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
different when
it's
it
like
comes to your
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
And then now,
yeah,
if you put into perspective that it's someone you care about, it's like no longer that person is weak
Yeah.
because you kind of see how
You know
much
this
that
person.
person have to
yeah.
go through to get to that point, right?
Hmm.
So that's
Uh,
that's parents growing along with us as well. So
Same thing
uh,
with when I opened up to mama about like, oh, and papa, I think that I went to counseling and all, and then mom was like, "Uy, may problema ka? Ano nangyari?"
Mm.
It's not. Of course I have to explain to them because of course maybe they automatically think na, oh shit, there's something wrong
Something's
in my
wrong.
daughter because
Yeah.
mm,
told
Mm.
me this and that. And then I remember telling like mama or like papa to try it because it doesn't mean you have problem you could go to counseling and all.
Mm-mm.
And then
Mm-mm.
I remember mama did say, yeah, actually I could try because my office give this and that
yeah,
Mm.
benefits. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good that you're thinking about it too, because other people, especially like maybe our parents' generation, they would think na, oh, okay, may problema yan, that's why she's going counseling, or
mm,
like they would
Another
automatically.
another stigma is that
yeah.
I've actually heard one of the relatives said this. Is that why don't you try go counseling? Ay, hindi ako sira ulo. Right? It's
Yeah.
like no, come
Uh,
on. Where is this
Not like
information
that.
coming from?
yeah.
Right? Where did
It's
you learn this?
What
Quickly
do you think
unlearn
about
it.
it? What do you
like
think about
honest.
that way?
I mean, like when I had those mini outbursts, or like when I have uh anxiety attacks, I usually like just try to talk to the people I trust most, like you guys, and then
Mm,
like to the people like I care about, like my friends. Like it's hard because as a overthinker myself, I know my brother's an overthinker as well. We
I
we we
think all
tend
of
to
us.
make up so many scenarios in our head and just get stressed and just keep it in. But sometimes you only could like keep in so much till your bottle's like out there, and then you're like overflowing with sadness.
Mm.
But I'm just glad that when my siblings can see it from me, they're there to give me advice, or at least just tell me that oh, it's okay, you matter, don't say these things about yourself, because
Mm.
like they're not gonna do you any justice. It's not well for you.
You
So I'm just,
worthy.
yeah, that's
Mm-mm.
why I'm like glad that I could just like uh share my thoughts and everything to my siblings.
Mm. Well, what do you guys think about people saying na, oh, don't go counseling families there naman.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Well, you can do both. You can
Mm.
still
yeah.
have a loving family, but still have problems out of that,
Mm.
Yeah, true.
right?
Because they give that option of like actually not giving an option. They just go like family instead of like, oh, you could take this route or this route.
Yeah, some would
Yeah.
try the family thing first. Some it would
Mm.
work for
But
some people, but then if it doesn't, you have to look for alternatives, right?
Mm.
if ever I would try counseling, I wouldn't mind. I'm pretty open about it. Like I want to
Mm.
try, because like
I
you
was one of
never
those
know
people
what
that
to do.
declined it, like, how do you call this? Denied counseling,
Mm.
Mm.
like, just because out of your own pocket. Then there's
Mm.
other scenarios, just not willing to share.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. It
family would,
happens
yeah.
because it's hard to because sometimes you want to help someone, but then at the end of the day, it still depends on them if they want to be
You
helped
want to be
or if they
helped.
want
Mm.
Mm.
to. It's up to their pace. Actually, it's like we have our own pace. Everybody has their own pace. Even though you want to help them, it even though you get upset, like people would get upset, like, oh, I'm helping you na nga, and then
Mm.
you're not taking it and stuff because I've experienced hearing that from others. I'm like, it's me. What if I want to? If I don't want
Mm.
to? But no,
Mm-mm.
But at the
guys,
same time,
I'm
people are allowed to feel that way. People can get
exactly.
fed up.
But then, of course, in your head, like, why don't you understand me? I mean, like
Yeah.
sometimes you always have that thought of like me, right?
Mm.
Or sometimes
Mm.
you would think
Mm.
about like, oh, it's them. They're gonna think about me doing this. That I
Mm.
don't know. It happens. Like we tend to overthink.
Mm.
Mm, But yeah. Yeah. Who usually opens up about serious topics?
It's usually your sister.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you
You know what?
serious?
You know what? You know what I don't like.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. She
Yeah.
just starts like that
Yeah.
randomly.
uy, grabe ka naman.
There's gonna be a rant out of nowhere.
I'm
I
like,
don't
okay.
know. Yeah, I
Ito na
don't
naman.
know. I feel
Yeah.
like if there's something that, like what we say, we're very open. If we have something that we're uncomfortable with,
Mm.
or if you
Mm.
feel like you're not being understood, ako yun, like, I want to explain myself. Listen to me
Yeah.
first.
Mm-mm.
Then you can say something. But then, like,
Mm.
someone in the family, like older than us, would, because of course, like generation wise, it's hard for them to just listen first instead of
Mm-hmm.
going at it
Mm.
while you're not
Mm.
even done with what you're trying to say. So of
Mm-mm.
course,
Yes.
when you're trying to say your point and then somebody adds, I'm like in my head, you're not listening to me. This is what I'm trying to say. So paulit-ulit.
Yeah.
Like, let me say
I
my
mean,
piece first, then your turn.
I mean,
Yeah.
be it family or not, I kind of made it to a point where if I have to say something, I was like, okay, wait, don't talk.
Mm,
I will do the talking. Just give me
yeah.
just give me 10 minutes. Don't speak for
Mm-mm.
10 minutes. Just listen.
Yeah, I learned that way from you guys. Then like, okay, you guys speak. If you're done speaking, okay, ready ka na, tapos ka na, ako na, ha?
Yeah.
Okay, you after me, I'm done. Okay, your turn. Okay, because
Nice.
it doesn't work, diba? Like,
Yeah. Just
we
get
would
your
be
points across first, right?
Mm-hmm.
'cause emotions usually goes first when it comes to trying to tell your point, give your point.
Mm-hmm.
When emotions are there, talo ka na.
True.
That's
True.
You already
hard.
lost. You lost half the battle if your emotions are in it. You have to kind of see it
Mm-mm.
objectively.
I
Like,
have a
yeah,
question then. No, because from your answer, you said that your ate is maybe the most vocal and opens up the topic. So between the two of you guys, is it um harder for you guys to be like vulnerable? I mean, like express yourself a certain way, or like if ever with each other, the two boys,
They're
Maybe.
men.
men. Sorry, men, manly men.
I think
Okay.
just the way we deal with it is like try to do it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like we try to solve the problem ourselves. It won't be like in a in a sitting down talk like where we have to address this and that, but it's more of like where when the time is right we talk to each other and explain like, oh, this is what I don't like, this is what uh we should talk about, and then when I'm done with my point, listen to the other side as well so we can have an understanding. And that's how it goes, because like uh I'm not too confrontational,
Mm.
so I usually just tell myself to just solve it on your own first, and then after that, talk to the other person, and then just fix it all together.
Mm.
Yeah, because I think it's like we've reached the point of our lives where we feel like we can kind of say anything. We already established, like we're at this point in our lives, we established that we are kind of a team instead of
Mm.
like having to rely on certain things. Like no, we're like if you're feeling shit some days, rely on your teammates, right? And the closest
Mm-hmm.
thing to that is your siblings or your family
Mm-hmm.
members.
Mm. We tend to not. I feel like what you said, we're a team. We tend to not pinpoint like, oh, you did this.
Yeah,
You
we
did.
never like we hold each other accountable, but we're never
Mm-hmm.
blaming. We
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
never blame a person for their decisions, right?
We
They're
don't
only
Okay.
what
people.
grudge. No, we don't have a grudge on each
Hold
other.
grudges.
Hold
Yeah,
Mm.
we don't hold
grudges.
No,
grudges.
no grudges.
Mm-mm. Spell
Nice.
grudges. Joke. Okay.
Garage. Garage.
Garages.
Garage.
Garages.
Garages. The
Okay.
garage.
Don't worry, guys. I know it's
Yung
like almost
ganun.
2 hours, but
Yeah, the
then
garage.
Ay, ring pala yun. Sorry, sorry.
it, we're almost to the end. But yeah, yes.
Mm.
Yes. Like, okay.
How do
So,
your parents deal with the conflicts between siblings? Do they?
No, for us,
are
it's
they the.
internally. I
Oh,
mean, it's very
Mm,
internal. They rarely see us have a problem with each other, so
Yeah.
mm,
yeah.
mm.
I think they feel okay with that.
Okay.
I feel like when we're like together, we our
Yeah,
parents will just question like, "These are our kids."
yeah,
Seriously, what did we do?
yeah. Well, when we have like our family gatherings and we're like together in the same room, it's just we have our own bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
parents, kids. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Uh, but we understand each other's space naman. Like for example, I would
yeah.
visit and then the boys would be inside the room. Of course, they're gaming, and then my parents would go like,
Mm.
"Can you tell your brothers to go out?" I'm like, as long
They're
as
doing
I
their own
say
thing.
hi, they
Mm,
know that I'm there naman, and then they'll eventually go out. I don't want to
mm,
force
mm,
them.
Yeah.
mm,
Can
mm,
you tell your introverted brother to go out and hang out?
Right? Can you make him like an extrovert
He
and
just
like
doesn't
tell him?
understand.
mm.
I know, so it's
Maybe.
hard. And sometimes I'm more on like, okay, I understand my siblings, but our parents would go like,
Mm.
the sister's giving effort to come here, and blah blah. They're the one upset, and I'm not the one upset.
Yeah, you should be the one. You should be the one saying that.
I'd randomly pop by for like 15 seconds. Oh, what you doing? What's
Yeah.
up?
And then
And
or
then,
sometimes
bye.
I
And
would
then
pop in there.
I'm gonna be inside.
Yeah. Or sometimes I
and
would
then
just go
when
inside their room. So if
Mm,
they don't go
Yeah.
out, I'll just go
Uh,
inside.
if they knock, I leave the
mm,
door open. Easy.
Yeah.
mm. Nice.
or when we
So
want to, we just have our like Netflix or Disney Plus times where we just watch
Mm,
movies together.
mm,
Yeah.
So
mm,
Sometimes we would come out and see they're watching a movie that we like, and then okay, we'll hang out outside.
it's something I
like
actually
We're
love.
gonna sit in silence while watching this movie, right?
Walang reaction.
Yeah.
Pass away.
And sometimes mom would be like, oh, ano yun? Anyari?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ano
yeah,
ba
Parang
yung story? Sino
very
ba yung
parents.
bida?
True.
we
True.
don't even know the story
We're
too.
like,
Listen.
they're like, Ma, we're 40 minutes in the movie. You don't know who the protagonist is?
Always, oh, ma, wake up, wake up.
Oh
Don't sleep.
yeah.
Oh, so your mom falls asleep. Mine naman is like, oh, isn't that guy from this movie? And then she'll look in her phone, try to find out, like, Mom, pay attention.
Anyway.
Di ba si ano yun?
Oh,
Mamaya na
no.
yung chismis.
Is that Keanu Reeves? Keanu Reeves?
Pangit.
Good.
Okay, so parents, we're still on the topic of parents. Do you think the parents treat you guys equally? Why or why not? Hmm.
I think the whole Marky says thing kind of speaks for it. Even though I do not,
Marky above all.
I do not like encourage it.
Even you said like even your friend uses that card.
Really? Oh my
What
god.
the heck?
I'm gonna go hang out with Mark, and then they're gonna hang out with other friends.
And then the next day, their girlfriends would be like, were they with you?"
So you know you should have that story before.
Like
Fun.
dial up connection in my head. Like, okay, where is my friend right now?
Yeah. Equal wise, I feel like
Mm.
now, my parents are not. Uh, they how do they treat? Okay, they don't treat me like I used to live there now. Like they would
Oh.
always like what I said, we're very sheltered. So my parents
Mm.
would usually leave me now because they're like, oh, she's independent now. She can do this. She can do that.
Yeah.
But of course,
Okay,
like
okay.
whenever I visit, it's they still try to give it more.
Mm.
Like, okay, I'll treat you guys dinner. I'll treat you guys this and that. But when we're out, I feel like it's different now when it comes to decision wise.
Mm.
I don't know about like decision wise with Marky and Tote how they are with you guys. Are they more attached? I don't know.
I mean, just living under the same roof, you kind of have this
Mm.
like without having to ask for it. It's just
Yeah.
like sometimes something like, oh, what are you gonna do about your job? Is that all right for you? Is this always? It's always like, I'm 27. Let me think about it.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying,
Mm.
but
But
I
see,
can't.
Yeah.
You can't expect progress in 2 days, 3 days, a week,
Mm.
and having people
Mm.
remind you every week. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I
You
really need that.
then they usually like compare, but it's
Mm.
better now than before because back
Yeah.
then you wouldn't want to listen to a person that's always comparing to you,
Of
right?
course.
Mm.
So I'm just glad that's like off that stage and they respect your decisions now and they can see the
Mhm.
growth in
Mhm.
it, even though it's
Mm.
Mhm.
not big. It's
Mhm.
slowly, it's step by step. It has to be like that as long
But
as you're going there.
I think the reason why parents kind of evolved from it as well is because they talk to us regarding how to deal with another sibling, right? It's like, oh, how is this? So, how is your auntie dealing with this? Does she talk to you about this and that? And that's where you get to kind of like say your siblings' piece to your
Mm,
parents.
Mm.
yeah.
So this way, it's like, okay, it's not only just the daughter thinking about this. Okay, both of the
Mm,
kids think like this also.
Yeah.
Like all three of them
Yes.
think like this. So it's like
and
that's when they start to like, okay, validate it a little bit more. Right.
and I feel um like for example, like what Marky said, our parents would ask like, "Oh, how's Marky? How's Tutina? Could you talk to them?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do talk to them." They just worry that we don't talk to
Mm.
each other, but they don't know how like super tight we are when it comes to communication. So when
Mm.
they tell me stuff, I'm like, "Oh yeah, they already told me this.
Mm.
Don't
Mm.
worry,
Mm.
don't worry. We already
Sorry.
know."
Old news. I knew that already.
I know,
Yeah.
right? So bad.
How they're always in the room? How did they tell you?
This technology.
Yeah.
Right.
Like sending off some dove or something.
Mm.
We don't do that
Yeah.
no more.
Friggin' through courier, the freaking bird. Fly.
Let, letter in the
And then the bird
bottle na
just went.
lang.
Tumoy while you go. Go.
Yeah.
Fly.
Smell this scent. Go to this person. here, ano,
Mm.
do you guys think our parents have favoritism?
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
I don't feel it.
Tutoy, what do you think? As the bunso, do you think they're
Uh,
your favorite? You're the favorite one.
You're like, I'm actually the favorite.
About that.
maybe in my when I was younger, yeah, but now not really. I don't think there's any favoritism because like they talk to us the same way, which is just like the thing I really appreciate, and the fact that they do that now and more often makes me feel like strong as a family is getting better and better every time when they do that.
More understanding, you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mars, I think this one would relate to you.
Okay, so I am like the second also. So like, Mark,
All right.
did you ever feel like kasi diba there's the eldest, youngest. Did you ever feel like that middle child syndrome like palagi ako nakakalimutan. Ano ba to?
Kind of.
Mm.
They went to a trip to Thailand without me.
I was in there too.
Hey!
This child is there.
Silent.
Phuket, the big waves, big waves.
Anak, you stay here, okay? You have exam, okay?
Same here. I was working na. So like they were posting pictures that they were in Thailand. I'm
Oh,
like,
we were in a villa with 3 floors.
Oh jeez. Like we just need one of the kids anyway. My
Yeah, we
name.
have a representative.
so funny.
Best
But
year of
did
my
you
life.
ever feel invisible? Like, cause
Invisible,
um,
yeah.
not really. Is it
Yeah,
when
I
you're in the
mean,
field?
not in the just growing up in general, because like, okay, I've okay, you being ate, it's like okay, responsibility. You will watch over this kid, and then
Yeah.
when brother came out is like, okay, he's the youngest. Take care of him. So who's gonna take care of me?
Excuse me, you forgot about this one.
I'm the one taking care of you guys. No, but then aren't you
Yeah,
like what you said? You're. Would you say you're still an introvert, Marky?
I think so. I mean, I got
Like
jokes, but that's
depending,
about
right?
it.
Yeah, I mean, cause uh, since before, Marky is known as the silent kid with no emotion,
Murderous intent.
Oh my
with
god.
the psychopath.
I love it.
Joking.
Yeah. I don't know, no, cause
Yeah, I have this resting thug face.
so it shows then in his face like, okay, bala kayo. I'm gonna go listen to my
I do my
music. I'm
own
gonna play
thing,
my
you guys.
PS2, PS. What do you call PSP?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I remember we went to Disneyland. My mom got so pissed at me. She was
Why?
like, he was like, "We're in Disneyland. Why aren't you having fun? Why don't you smile? You're so abnormal." I'm like 11, and I don't like.
Why don't you
Jeez,
smile?
jeez,
This
mom,
is
I can
how I
enjoy Disneyland
this is how I
without
am,
smiling.
please.
Yeah.
It's like you take me to a place I don't like rides. I don't like heights. You think I can enjoy it?
Okay. This is traumatizing, mom.
Yeah, look
I
at
don't
Mickey
like the
Mouse.
mascot. I don't like. Mm.
Speaking of that,
So,
like parents wanting us to be somewhat like the like how they
grateful.
want us to be. Because I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
remember Mark Tote had that phase where he had blonde hair and then they're like, oh, look at this
Ah!
Nepali. And then
Look like
Marky having that
please.
Indian Pakistani or like different nationality, like very diverse because our high school is very diverse. So he would have
Mm.
an
Mm.
accent and then
Oh.
me like I don't know, like they would say something about my Tagalog and
Mm.
they would go like, "Oh, why are you speaking Tagalog? Speak English na lang.
Mm.
Nahihirapan ka."
Oh no.
So
Yeah. No,
so like
we had to learn how to take shit from our parents too. It's just like yeah.
so it's like the representation, the thing like maybe they have this
Like
expectation
an idea.
for us,
Oh.
yeah,
Mm.
and then they're like, why is my child so quiet,
Not.
why is my child
Mm.
speaking like
Mm.
this, why is
Mm.
my child having this like outfit, so choices.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that when I birthed this person, they'd become an individual and want different things.
Yeah.
You did
Uh,
not want to be doctor?
but
What
luckily they
about
didn't say
nurse?
that.
You don't want to be architect? I like
Oh,
architect. Go
architect.
architect. Go architecture.
They didn't say the P, right? Tutoy? Architect or engineer?
No,
No, he
because
said it
like
himself.
Ah, yeah,
they saw
true.
they
Mark
saw
did
that
what they did.
because our dad saw that I could draw, and then out of nowhere, oh, you like drawing? You can be architect. I'm like, what? Like I'm just drawing because like it's like fun to
I like
do.
it. Yeah. Mm.
And it's so funny how our parents try to teach us. Well, not me. Teach Totoy how to play trumpet because Marky plays drum. Marky plays,
Oh, they
and then
wanted the
Totoy tried.
band.
Yeah, Totoy tried to do trumpet, and then I
Trumpet.
think it stopped na.
Yeah, like
Mm.
only know do re mi fa so and that's it. Cause like I don't mind learning new things, but then if it's not my passion, I don't think I
Mm,
do well in
mm.
it. Or else
Yeah,
I might just pick it up, but not now. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
because
waste time
our
for
Maybe
it.
eventually at your own time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
you
because
don't
our
need to learn it.
grandparents
Sure. Mm.
are musician eh. So of course they want to
Trumpets? What are they called? Trump.
trumpet.
Anyway,
Trump,
musicians, Trump supporters.
Cool.
trumpetins.
Oh no,
Sorry, that escalated quickly.
The moment
how do you
the
call
bar
it?
was here, then whoa!
Trumpeteers. Ano ba yung
Trumpeteers.
tama? What's the
Now
right
I'm
term?
curious.
Yeah, can Google that
Champororo.
later.
Trumpeters. Trumpeters.
Trumpeters.
I'm not even going to attempt to embarrass myself.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's funny. At here, I know the answer already. Who was the accident child? Who's the the
should
second one?
should
Who would
should
thought?
I tell this story?
Go
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the story.
Okay, because like, all right, it's no, it's like for the family, it's normal for us to like banter and like talk shit to each other just for fun,
Mm.
because it's just fun. I was telling my brother, you were like, because I remember the story from my parents saying that okay, one of us is an accident, and I thought it was my brother. So the longest time I was telling my brother, you're the freaking accident. Yeah, my dad overheard. And like, anong accident? Ikaw nga yung aksidente dito eh. Like, you're the one who's the accident here. I was like,
Oh,
and my brother had his like redemption moment. Yeah,
you're like, yes.
like, hey! It's like he's
I'm not
been waiting for the.
accident.
In your face.
Yeah, so now I have to live with that. I
Then
persevered.
even though I'm like that, I'm like, Papa, why my head like this? Why my head like this? I'm not accident. What happened? Born this way.
Yeah, you were born feet first. That's why.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Ay,
Yeah,
nako.
adding on to banter. That's.
It's fine. I don't like this part though.
yeah. So we will actually, we've come to
Almost.
the end of the questions, but
Mm.
we have this last part where we leave messages, or you guys leave messages for each other.
Well, if you want to, Mars, you
If
can
you
leave
want to.
messages for
Yes,
us.
again, I'll say. No, but yeah, like anything you want to say that you haven't said already, or just just any short, sweet, short message or something.
Who wants to
In
start
short,
first?
um, be proud of your siblings as I am with mine,
Mm.
because it's hard to find people to support in general, but then having them be your siblings, if
Mm.
you can find a way to build that relationship and try to move that forward in seeing how
Mm.
we treat each other, I hope
Mm-hmm.
it does some good to people out there, because I am quite proud of my siblings and how we talk to each other, how we treat each other, and how
Mm.
they are as people. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're great people, not
Mm-hmm.
just a sibling context.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
True.
For me at least, like I'm just happy and glad that I have like such great siblings, like my sister here and my brother here, and I could say that I'm really proud of what they are now, because like through all the years that we're all growing all together, and I'm glad that we have the chance to grow all together because not everyone does. And if people out there don't have siblings at all, you can always find friends that are like brothers or sisters to you. You know, you can always have other people supporting you. It doesn't have to be by blood. You can just have an actual brother next to you, an actual sister next to you to talk to,
Mhm.
and always vibe with and be happy with. Don't have to care about what other people say. As long as you're happy with them, you can do whatever you want in your own life and be proud and happy.
This got stuck in my head. Like when my parents shared na tatanda din kami, we will be
Mm.
gone first. They would usually do that, and
Yeah.
it's true. And at the end, he said na at the end it's still you three, it's still the siblings.
Mm.
Kayo lang, like
Yeah.
you guys are there for each other. So why would you guys argue? Why would you guys hold grudges? And then at the end, you guys won't have support system with your family. Like what Tote said, yes, you do have friends that could be your siblings, now that they could
Mm.
still be your brother, but still different when it comes to like blood. Um, and for those who do have siblings and they are not close, it's not it's not too late. I mean, there are always people who would have siblings and that would easily go like, I already know him, I already know her, she's not gonna listen. I already know this
Mm.
person. They're just gonna say this. They're gonna do that.
Right.
I mean,
If a bridge can be burnt, it can be built.
yeah.
True.
I
It's
mean,
better when both people try.
I know it would say it's tiring to keep trying, but then at least like what we do, it's like let them know, okay, we are here for you. We are not. I don't agree with what you're doing, but I just want to say that I'm here, or we don't talk anymore. But here's my contact. I can visit you. Maybe I can text or visit you, or maybe we
Mm.
could chat and make things clear and understand, because there's a lot of misunderstanding with families. Then somebody would think like, oh, this person did this and did that, but they don't know the other story because they're hearing things from others. Just just try your best to keep in contact, and if it doesn't work, just be seen, just be present, just let them
Mm.
know that you're there.
Mm.
And sibling wise, I want to tell Marky and Totoy, oh my gosh, oh, stop it, I feel like I'm
The
being
tissue roll.
emotional. I got it ready. No,
She ready?
no,
Let me.
I'm gonna plan my no I want to say, I'm just like what you guys said. Just we're very proud of each other. I'm proud of you guys. I'm really glad that we have this
Mm.
communication going on. We're not afraid to like share our feelings. We're not afraid to. Why are you laughing? Is there something with this and I keep doing it?
No, no, no.
No,
I
we'll
feel
explain
very. I
later.
don't know. I'm scared. This is gonna be a neutral.
No, no.
No,
We'll give you
no,
the
no.
context later. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad, man.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. I'm just very grateful and thankful that you guys are there to give support, to hype me up, to hype each other up. Yeah. I love you guys.
Love you too. Aren't shy mo. Aren't shy mo.
Or sing. Marky, I love you. Marky doesn't say whenever I do it. Tutay, tutay, I love you.
I love you. Aren't shy mo.
I, Marky. But yeah, Marky won't say it now, but he does.
Can't love you too. It's your
Aww.
podcast.
Aww.
I give you
I
this
know.
Fun.
pass.
I'll give you
I
a
feel like
bone.
it's fun for Marky because I do it on purpose because I know he does it for fun. He likes the part where I'm trying so hard to let it out of him.
Yeah. Sometimes you wouldn't want to leave until I say it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of that, who's the clingiest one? I already know the answer.
Already in
Who's
ask
the
the question.
Me.
That's a question you already know.
Yeah, you answered your own
Just wanted
question.
to expose herself.
I know. I don't know.
So cute.
I always have that feeling because you guys, even though you got like Mark is really tall and the Mark is old na. Mark is old na. Toto is old na. Like 20, 22, 23. We're gonna be 23 next year. But yeah, you're 22. I'm like, I'm still gonna hug you. I'm still gonna be like, yeah. I'm the clingy one. I'm proud to be clingy, but it's not the clingy where you guys can't breathe.
Yeah, like no.
You like letting your having your presence known.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what it is.
I do. But
I
yeah.
love you forever. I'm here always. That.
But I'm so
Yeah.
glad that they accept my annoying clinginess. No one. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our message.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna cry, nee.
If you see
So
closely.
just going back to
Uh,
that point about you know what do you call this? Like when your parents are gone, it's gonna be just the siblings, right? Most your most siblings can be your oldest teammates. You can have them along the way with life because you don't have to do it alone. And your siblings can be one of those things. It can be your
Mm.
teammate or cheerleader for the longest time.
Mhm.
And it's
Exactly.
better to recognize that sooner than later.
True.
Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Ah!
Actually, you guys
Weirdo.
are so lucky to have each other.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah. Parents, you did a good job.
Yay,
Marky,
You did
Credits
parents.
to
well.
parents. Nike.
Ay, pasaway. At the after messages
Oh,
and advice naman, it's where can they find you?
yeah. Want
Where
to
can you
drop
guys find
like
Um,
your gaming things or sorry, just any social media or anything like
my
that?
social media? I can drop down my Twitch. It's hold on. Just have to double check. Give me a second. Yeah, my Twitch is Adonis3 underscore TTV. I'm not streaming currently, but hopefully in the near future I'll start streaming again. Especially if like the lockdown is gonna be extended, then I'll probably stream if I have the time. But
Mm,
yeah, that's where you could find me if you're still interested. Thank you.
We
so
won't
if you want
tag.
to, so if you want to follow bad singing and ranting, you can follow my IC on Marc Pumicpic. Yeah, that's or like coaching videos or basketball. That's about it.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys have a voice, kaya you guys are especially Marky's practicing, and then
Huh?
it was kind of our first
Send
year
me
you're
your
practicing.
location.
You're, let me finish my compliment, guys. I'm
Alright.
complimenting you
Accepted.
guys. Like Marky's recently started to sing and send videos or show post videos where he doesn't normally do that. Yeah, he's practicing, and he has really
Yeah.
nice friends that gave a lot of advice. Si Totoy din. He
I'm
actually
just
has
having
a
the
voice.
confidence. Having the
Yeah.
confidence because I got it from a group of friends that sing a lot. And I'm like, oh, why not
Hmm.
try it? So it's getting there, but still a long way to go.
Mm.
Diba? They can sing.
Just
Yeah,
wanted
if
to
you
pick up
guys
a skill where I suck at
I'll
and try to get
not
better at it.
anymore.
And try
Yeah.
to get better at it. So
Batter
it's,
at it.
it's okay to be bad, guys. It's
yeah.
fine. You all start somewhere.
Mm.
Exactly. Wait, before we say our outro, I really appreciate my siblings being here, and I appreciate Mars and
No, I really
Mm,
We appreciate you guys.
yeah.
I am
Thank you
honored
for having us. Thank you.
honored to
You
like
guys are
listen to
doing
you
good.
guys. Yeah, thank you. But like
Yeah,
but thank
really,
you.
you
because
You
guys
guys are
are
not here.
when you think about it, not many people have an open voice for like this kind of community. So like,
Mm.
it's nice to get out there, right?
Yeah. Stop
Good job. You're
it!
doing good.
Kinikilig ako. Pinapawisan din ako.
okay. I'll accept the compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for being like really open to the idea and everything and taking the time. And yeah, like we've discussed some deep things, and we're really grateful and glad that you were freely shared and everything. And yeah, I really like you guys' sibling dynamic because yeah, I can see there's like mutual respect and love, so much love there. And I'm not naman jealous, but I really know that a lot of people can take something from this episode and like learn and apply it to their own relationships.
Shout
Yes.
out to our parents.
Oh yeah,
Anyong
shout
sa'yo!
out.
I love you.
Love you, Mama, Papa.
Thank you for like guiding us. Okay, tapos na. Wait, I don't know what to say. Look at Marky.
Yes, thank you for the Pumicpic parents for giving us such wonderful people.
Okay, I'm done now.
Once again, you got your kumares.
Michelle, aka Cheng Babe, and
Bethany, aka Betcha by Gali Wow, and thank you again today for the special participation of Mark and Michael.
Totoy!
Thank you.
I refuse to call you Michael. Okay.
All right, in
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Kita
Kita
Kids! Kita kids!
Marky, more emotions. 1, 2, 3. Kita
Kita
kids!
No.
Yeah, Bethany, you're in on this too. Yeah, you're getting the same treatment.
Okay,
Kita
we're
kids.
done.